are now listening to Lauer Road Radio.
Hey, welcome one and all to the #1 podcast, winter, spring, and fall. Talking sports for the thrill of it all. Hey, talking life, but we're killing it all. Jason and Dan with the master plan. These are dangerous men with the mic in the hand. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. What? Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Yeah. Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Let's get it.
What? At Tanagra, when the walls fell, this is Dan Owings coming at you another time for Lauer Road Radio with my co-host, as always, Jason is here. We are missing Jesse, so we're not going to get whatever contribution he would have added.
You said we're missing Jesse?
He is not here.
Okay, that's better.
Preston, also, the czar of information, is not here, so if we need answers that only the internet can give us, we will be lacking them. It'll be like 1985 again, and we can just argue. Stella is on the ones and the zeros, and in the guest chair, you can't miss him because he's wearing construction yellow. It's Bartholomew Newman.
What up?
How you doing today, Jason?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's a little muggy in Ohio right now.
It's very muggy. After it rained, the mug just kind of sat.
Are you a fan of mugginess?
You know, I lived in Montana for about 7 years, and it is so crazy dry there.
Yeah.
Like, it just sucks the moisture out of you.
Yeah.
That there are some things about the humidity that I like. You
Yeah.
know, it's better for your skin, you know, things like that.
That's a given.
But other than that, and I don't really care about my skin.
Yeah.
Like, my skin can be all dry. It's
Whatever.
It's not going to affect me one way or the other.
It affects your wife.
Yeah, she does not like the dryness. So I think she likes the Ohio climate a little bit better.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Montana climate is superior because of the dryness. So I guess the long way around is to say I hate humidity and it can stay in hell where it started.
Yeah.
I think heaven is a very dry climate. Would you agree, Brett?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very temperate.
Yeah.
60. Yeah. Never humid.
I picture it like pools of living water, right? It's not in the atmosphere. It's part.
But it's like 60 degrees outside, so the water is like
perfect.
80 degrees.
Yeah, it's like a hot tub.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like hot tubs of holiness
Absolutely.
that just flow through. You know,
Oh,
we
so-
don't normally get religious on our show.
I have a
but
religious
today
thing.
We are.
I have
Really?
a religious thing.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, I did not win the Powerball.
Dang it.
It was $1 billion.
I was really counting on that.
I know. I told the kids, I said, if I win Powerball, what I want to do is I want to take half of that money and buy gold and silver.
You would.
And then I would like shrink wrap it and bury it. Okay.
Okay.
And I would bury it at Lauer Road.
Oh, sure.
And then I would like.
Cat's out of the bag now.
Yeah,
So
I didn't win. So
you're going to play again.
I might play again. If I ever win, don't go digging up Lauer Road because you'll probably find some gold and silver. But do it like a little treasure map. And when I die, the kids can, go retrieve it.
Sure.
And then I thought, this would be even better. What I
Do
need.
your thoughts usually contain the sound ah?
Yeah,
Like in your brain.
Ah,
Then I thought, is that
Yes.
literally go
Uh-huh.
through your head?
Yes.
Okay.
I had a better idea. So that's a great idea because my kids get to have a treasure hunt. Here's the better idea. I'm going to bury it.
Okay.
Only I'm going to know where it's at.
Sure.
And then I'm going to dig it up during the millennial reign.
Oh, is that how that's going to work?
Yes.
You're one of those guys.
I'm one of those.
Okay. All right.
We're going to be here, and we got 1,000 years to do what? I'm going to dig up gold.
Okay.
That's my plan. I'm going to win the lotto. I'm going to buy gold. I'm going to bury it. And then during the 1,000-year millennial reign, I'm going to go dig it up.
Okay.
That's
All
my
right.
plan.
All right.
I'm pretty happy
Boy,
about
we're
this.
hitting a lot of hot button topics early in the show. So,
What do the Mormons believe about that?
you'd have to ask Glenn Beck. I don't really know. I noticed something the other day. Tell me that I'm wrong. Have you ever been somewhere, maybe a church service, stick with the religious theme, maybe like in a library or a movie theater, where a cell phone should not be going off?
Yes.
But then it goes off. Okay.
Just pause for 1 second.
Sure.
Do we hear tornado sirens?
I'm guessing it's severe thunderstorm warning.
That's
Right.
fine.
Okay.
I hear something going on.
Sure.
So if this gets cut off midway,
Hey, that's exciting. So anyway, so you're in a place where a cell phone should not be going off. You know, like you should have your cell phone off.
Yes.
And in common practices too.
Should we do the Mount Rushmore
So
places not to have your cell phone on?
we will do that.
Okay.
But what I've noticed is, well, first of all, typically the person whose cell phone goes off is older. Typically, it's an older person, because younger people always have them silenced and all of their notifications are off, you know, all the time, you know, so it's why it's impossible to get a hold of anybody that's under the age of 30. But so typically it's an older person, typically very old. And now tell me that I'm wrong. Here's how I usually see it go down. The cell phone rings. Everyone in the area hears that the cell phone has rung. The person whose cell phone it is the last one that found out that it's their cell phone. Yeah.
Yep.
So it goes off once, twice. They don't even know cell
Because
phone's
it's in their
going off.
purse or their pocket.
So pocket is fine, yeah. And then it goes off twice, and they're not even aware that anything's going. And the third time they're like, and then they're looking around to see who it is.
Yeah.
And around the fourth one, that's when they realize, oh, this is mine. And then it takes them, I don't know, about 75 seconds to fish it out of their pocket for some reason. I don't know. I'm like, and I've watched it from the first ring. It's just happened to me recently.
You would have got this in 6 seconds.
I mean, my hand goes to my pocket and hits the silence button without even from the outside of the pocket. I can do this. I'm excellent. Right. You know what I'm talking about.
I mean, depending on where I'm at, I might just be punching the phone in my pocket to make it shut up. Like,
I can. Yeah, I'm shutting it off halfway through the first ring.
Right.
Well, first of all, mine's silenced when I showed up. But secondly, if I did make the mistake halfway through the first ring, I'm aware that it's mine.
Yes.
And I'm shutting it off.
Right.
So by the time this person has fished it out of their pocket, and why it hasn't gone to voicemail at this point, I don't know. But it's taken forever, and they don't know what pocket it's in, and they're pulling out their keys, and they're pulling out all of their stuff.
It's also the default tone.
Yes.
Because it could be anybody's cell phone.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't know. And then once all of that has happened, it's in their hand, Jason.
Yeah.
It's in their hand. They should be able to press any of these buttons will make that sound stop, basically. There's, just a couple of buttons on a phone nowadays. Yeah. You press any of these buttons, the sound is gonna stop, even if you don't pick up the phone.
Right.
And they don't do that.
No.
Are they gonna do it? No, they're not what they're gonna do. They're gonna be like
get the glasses out.
Right.
and they want to see who it is.
Still ringing.
This is what their thought process is. They were like, oh, I want to, because they still can't believe. And then they do this number right here, but they can't get it to do anything, right? They're just going
The
like,
swipe. Yeah.
and they're, and meanwhile, it's just ringing the whole time. And I just want to scream at the top of my lungs to fix this. This is not that difficult.
Right.
And by the way, Guy, this is not your first day with your phone. You've
true.
had it for a few years, probably, at least. And finally they get it, and then they go, they do that thing where they kind of look around like, oh my goodness, it's ridiculous. And then they put it back in their phone, and 30 seconds later, rinse and repeat.
Yep.
Because they didn't silence it. And that person that called them, they're just going to call right back because it's another old person. And they're just going to call right back. And the exact same thing happens again. It's first ring, second ring, third ring. Whose phone is that? Somebody's phone is going off. It's really something. And I don't know why. I don't know what's happening there. How that? I mean, I know that old people don't hear as well as young people.
Would
I
you
get
say
that.
age 60 and up?
Yeah, I'd say that's about
So
what
here's
it
the
is.
thing. So 0 to 30, your phone's on silent all the time.
Pretty much.
From 30 to 60.
But the ironic part is you're on it all the time.
No, that's true.
Like you're always on it.
I can't get a hold of any of my kids.
No.
And I'll come home in the house and they have all their devices on doing all the different things.
I might have to share your phone. My battery is very dangerously low. So at some point, I might need to look at our shared notes file. So, all right. Speaking of phones, what are you looking for? A charger?
We could charge
We're not
it
going to
up.
do that right now.
Okay.
I'm just going to turn the screen down a little bit.
I got some things on my phone I don't want anybody to see.
I'll bet you do. All right. So, so that's my it's just a public service announcement, really. If you have a cell phone, be responsible.
I mean, I kind of like it, though. I think my favorite part is when you can hear them talking themselves through this process.
Yeah.
You just hear them mumbling. I like to hear what
It's
they
even
say.
better when they answer it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Hello?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I'm at a thing.
Yeah, no, I can't. I can't talk right now.
Right. I kind of like it because everybody else hates it, and that makes me happy.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
No, I'm in a movie. No, I'm in the theater now. What? Huh? Huh? No. What? Like a lot of that.
Occasionally, I've done this a couple times. It's been a few minutes since I've done this, but occasionally, around 10:15 on a Sunday morning, I'll try to call you.
No, that's I know. Your father also does the same thing. It's a real hoot.
I find it funny. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
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 But, that's me.
It is you. It's very you.
So I
Jason, it's quite a big day as far as holidays go. I got a few that I want to talk about, but we can do if you've got something.
Well, I just took a picture this morning of my thermostat.
65
and 70.
And 70. 65's at night, 70's during the day.
Yeah, this is completely appropriate, right?
I mean, I don't know why you keep it that hot, but yeah.
Yeah. It should just be on the lowest setting all the time.
Whatever, go until it can't go anymore.
Well, here's the thing. I leave the house at 6 in the morning. My kids don't need 65.
No,
they can live at
That's true.
70.
That's true.
That's true.
Now, when I come home, 65.
We lived at 99, so...
If you could get a hold of your kids, you could have them turn it down for you before you got home.
I've thought about that. That's the only reason why I would do the smart one, so that I could kick it on like 20 minutes before I got home.
Right.
Our apartment is at a pretty constant 70. Yeah. I have a thermometer in my house because sometimes the air conditioning doesn't work and I need proof to my landlord. Like, he's like, oh, it should be working. I'm like, if it worked, this would not say 77. This would say 70. When this says 70, then it's working. And my favorite part, I don't know if my landlord watches, but my favorite part of that whole game that we play is he will, he loves to tell me what he did. Yeah. You know, it's like I went up to the air conditioner, and then he goes on for 5 minutes to tell me I replaced the catalytic converter in it, and I'm like, I don't care.
I put new pickle juice in it too.
I'm like, honestly, I don't care if you sprinkled pixie dust on it, as long as this says 70 degrees.
Yeah,
I don't care. You know, I don't care if you just put a bunch of freezers in here and open the door. You know, whatever gets this to 70. I don't want to know how you fixed it. Yeah. I don't need that information.
Can we agree that it should be 70 year round?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in the winter, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 70 year round.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay 68, too, by the way.
Seasons are overrated.
Brett coming in hot.
I like seasons, but that's
you
for
like to
outdoors.
Escape the seasons.
Exactly.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Seasons is for the outdoors. When I'm indoors, I'm seasonless.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought we were talking 70 outdoors year round. That'd be great.
Well, no, that would be fantastic.
That'd be perfect.
No, I'm talking about inside the house.
Yeah.
If you just set your thermostat on 70 year round, I think it's perfect.
Mm-hmm. And you're saying if God just set the thermostat at 70,
right,
you'd be okay with that.
Right.
That's during the millennial reign. That could happen.
I could.
He's all over the place with his thermostat.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
God.
It's completely unpredictable.
Right.
I don't know if you saw this news story. You follow it a little bit. Someone came out and said, like yesterday or the day before, was the hottest day on record in 120,000 years.
Oh.
How would you even know? 120,000 years.
Yeah.
I think, 6,000 years ago.
So that means 120,000 years ago, there was like a really hot day.
Right.
Yeah. And someone wrote it down.
Consult the cave paintings.
It's an angry sun.
Just an angry sun and an ox on fire.
We're like, pretty sure that was
more than today.
Right.
Because I don't see any oxes on
right,
fire.
no, I haven't seen that.
We've checked
either.
the oxen. They're not on fire. Okay. All right. So do you want to get into the day that it is? Sometimes I like to check the
national whatever.
Sometimes here's the thing. Sometimes it's an international holiday.
That's exciting.
And sometimes it's a national holiday. And today I feel like it's applicable. First of all,
is there ever a local honeybee day?
I don't check the local days. Hold on. You're getting it. You're stepping.
I'm sorry.
on it.
Is it National Honeybee Day?
Well, first of all, shut up. First of all, I got really excited when I pulled up the national the holiday website. And I was like, oh, it's International Cheese Day. And I was so excited. And by each one, they have like a picture and like a description and stuff. And I was like, Cheese Day. We could talk about cheese on the podcast.
We have.
We have talked about cheese on the podcast. And then I was just really curious because I was like, why next to International Cheese Day is there a picture of two guys playing chess? Like, it didn't make sense to me. And then I realized I read cheese wrong. It's International Chess Day. That really took the wind out of my sails. I was like, that's strange. Because all the other pictures make sense. But why are there two dudes playing chess? I suppose, have I eaten cheese while playing chess? Sure I have. You know?
Who among us hasn't?
But I don't think it's like hot dog in a baseball game. You know what I mean?
Oh, cheese and wine.
Mount Rushmore of foods to eat while you're playing chess. I don't know that cheese is going to be on this list.
Well, I think a cracker belongs on the list.
A cracker?
Yes.
Well, I would say, should we include drink? Because coffee, I think, definitely ought to be on the
coffee.
list.
Let's do separate Mount Rushmores. Drink and food.
And food, okay.
Yeah.
So we want to start with drink?
Let's start with drink.
Okay, coffee, water. Hey, I don't know if that's...
now I hear sirens.
I don't know if that's coming through, but, if this is the last recorded,
Of
I don't
us.
know, thing that I'll ever say.
Say something
for
important
posterity.
yeah.
Jason, I've always wanted to let you know that I never forgave you for ripping up my Bo Diaz card, and I never will. Boy, that feels good to get off my chest.
I want to apologize to our sister.
Yeah.
For peeing in Super Soaker guns and squirting her.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Should apologize for that.
Yeah, you should apologize for that. And I am sorry that I was too weak
To stop me.
to stop you.
You
and
peed in
stand
it
up.
too.
I was very influential. You could beat me up, and she could not.
So the Super Soaker has like a barrel and a big nozzle in it.
Very easy to
So we
pee in.
both peed in the nozzle, and screwed it up, pump it up.
Yeah.
Amy, come here. Ah.
Yeah. I don't know how. That's the last thing you want to say?
I'm sorry.
Because the tornado's about ready to rip through here. I was told that this building could withstand a tornado, so we're safe.
I just want to go on record and say that it should be cheese day.
It should be cheese.
It should
day.
be.
It'd be better.
If it was our last day,
Right.
you'd prefer cheese day over chest day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eat as much cheese as you want. No
right.
consequences.
Listen, no consequence cheese.
A consequence-free cheese day?
Oh.
Sign me up.
There's no tomorrow.
This has nothing to do with anything, but I recently came up with a business idea. We're going to get back to the Mount Rushmore. Severe thunderstorm.
That's thunderstorm.
nothing.
That's
Well,
nothing.
I don't need to know that. So, maybe so I can go outside and see it.
Yeah. Tell me if I'm going to die.
Yeah.
That's the only time they should tell us
Nobody's
anything.
ever died from a thunderstorm. I'm pretty sure. So, I have a business idea, and all of my business ideas start off as business names, and then the idea is formed around them. Okay.
You heard mine from last week.
So, what was
green
yours?
space with the trees?
Yeah, I heard that a long time ago.
It's pretty good.
It was all right. You didn't tell the part about the testimonial from Josh Cramp.
Right, well,
That was the funny part. Anyway, that'll be a later story when we have Josh on the podcast one of these days. I think he'd come on.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's my business idea.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
The name of the business is called Peak Performance. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I think there's probably already one called that.
No, actually, there's not.
Okay.
Hold up. It's called Peak Performance, and what we do is we're a private investigating firm that spies on people. It's PEEK.
Oh,
performance. Peak. Like
that
you're
makes sense.
peaking. And it's called Peak Performance.
I like it.
It's not a bad idea as far as they go.
Yeah. Like undercover work.
Yeah, it's undercover work, and we're peak performance. That's what we do.
Who
doesn't want their private investigators to come with a pun, you know?
Yeah. Who's the guy that like sits down with people and like get he got in trouble. What is that guy's name? He secretly records
Epstein?
it.
Yeah.
No. Yes.
Bill Cosby.
No. The guy that breaks all the stories.
Yeah.
James O'Keefe.
James O'Keefe. There you go.
James O'Keefe should have that peak performance.
I don't know who that is.
You are
Project Veritas.
Yeah, Project Veritas. Oh my gosh.
Project
Whatever.
86 was a pretty hardcore Christian metal band in the late 90s. Is that related?
No. Move on.
don't think so.
Peak performance.
Peak performance. Not a bad plan.
I like it.
I'll give it to anybody who wants it. So Mount Rushmore, real quick, of things to drink while you're playing chess.
Yeah.
I would say coffee and water, because you need to stay hydrated.
Whiskey.
Tea.
You think whiskey cuts the edge off a little bit?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whiskey and a cigar while you're playing chess.
That's a good thing.
That's a
and
good
then you
thing.
say tea. Tea's pretty good.
It's a good answer. I mean, I feel like it steps on coffee's toes a bit, but should it be coffee or tea, though?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. Because if you're British, then you would drink tea. But if you're like straight
Right.
American male, then you would drink coffee.
They call
Gotcha.
that cis.
Cis?
Gotcha.
Is that what I am?
I think
I
we're all
finally
cis.
figured out what trans means. It means fake. And
Yeah.
it took me the longest
Trans
time.
woman is a fake woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Thanks for
Thank
clearing
you.
that up.
Yeah. Actually, your friend, Matt, what's his name? The Catholic guy?
Oh,
Matt Frad?
Matt Frad.
Yeah, Matt Frad taught me that. So, yeah, he said,
Like
We should have Matt Fradd on the show.
That would be cool.
I think he'd be a good host.
transmission fluid.
It's fake mission fluid.
I mean, that checks out.
Foods to eat while you're playing chess. I would say something intimidating. I think an apple is the most intimidating thing to eat. It looks you look very confident when you're eating an apple.
And if it's crisp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're very confident when you're
I
eating
like
an
it.
apple.
Right.
So I'd say an apple's number one.
Yeah.
Number two.
Something like peeling, like an
You
orange.
think so? Because
Okay.
it kind of gives you something.
I was thinking like
something
peanuts.
Oh, peanuts. And you just like as like a
Like, are you cracking the shell?
yeah.
Or
Crack,
I mean, we could,
like
yeah.
as intimidation. You just throw all the shells on the floor. You know.
Right.
like a Texas Roadhouse.
You're like cracking them over the board. You know, get the chaff on there. Peanut's pretty good. It's intimidating.
Okay.
Apple, I would say orange, peanut, because
Yeah.
I like peeling. I like
Peeling
you know
it,
something
yeah.
to do. You
Kind
know,
of keeps you busy.
and then I would say sunflower seeds. Just
Right. Right.
did I get you?
A little bit.
All right. So it's international chess
Chess
day.
day.
The next thing
Who is the greatest country chess players? It's international. Is
it's what's the Magnus is from Sweden, I think. Do you know?
I don't know off the
He's
top
the
of my
best
head.
chess player maybe ever, definitely in the world. for the
historically
last-
Russian.
Russians typically.
Yeah.
Indians all not Native
I thought
Americans.
they played Go.
Red dot, not feather. What?
Right.
Gandhi or Sitting Bull?
No. Japanese people play Go, right? Or Chinese people.
I think it was
play
Chinese.
They're Asian. They're all Asian. The Asians play Go.
They are all Asian. Really, Jason? You're gonna get us banned. How is it racist if I'm saying they're good at something?
They are good. They're good at Go.
They are good. The Chinese are very good at Go.
Oh yeah.
And they're very good at ping pong.
That is true.
Let's do the Mount Rushmore things Chinese people are good at.
Kung
Here we
Fu.
go.
Kung Fu.
I got this.
Are we
Everybody-
doing all Asians or just specifically Chinese?
We're gonna pretend there's a difference. So Go. Wait for it. No,
I got it.
no. Actually, this is specific to Chinese. Go. What was the other thing we said? Making orange chicken. Number 3. Wait. Communism. And number 4.
I've got it. Wall
infant
building.
genocide. What?
Wall building. The Great Wall of China? They
Nah,
built a
I
huge
think
wall.
the Mongolians did that.
I think the Chinese did it to block the Mongolians.
That's what the Mongolians wanted them to think.
Oh, fake news.
There was a switcheroo. It was
Yeah, it
like
was a trans wall.
It's like, we're gonna come. You better build a wall. Huh? And they're like, we better build a wall. And then,
So who built it?
Gandhi, or was it Gandhi?
Sitting Bull.
It was who's the really mean guy?
Morpheus.
The Mongolian dude.
Genghis Khan.
Yeah, except John Kerry used to refer to him as Genghis Khan, and it was really arrogant. So yeah, Chinese Mount Rushmore things.
Orange chicken, baby killing, communism.
ping pong.
Ping pong.
Yeah, there it is. So, but we trust that it's not always going to be that way. You know that we're going to have a change.
Millennial reign.
Hopefully,
There it is.
one day we'll beat them at ping pong. It's also National World Jump Day.
Jump. Dun, dun, dun.
When's the last time, Jason, that you tried to jump as high as you could? Like
I
that
went
you're
to-
like, I'm going to see if I can touch that. You
Oh,
know,
I occasionally do that.
you do.
Yeah,
Like
I went
once
to
a week.
Once a year.
Trampoline doesn't count.
I went to trampoline park
Yeah, that doesn't count. How? When? Recently?
3 years ago.
Okay, you're too. Were you over? Anybody over 40 should not go to a trampoline park.
I was like 39.
Okay, that was your last time. Do you remember? Do you remember those shoes?
No. Oh, yeah.
I
yeah.
wanted those so bad.
It was like a toe lift. It wasn't a
It
heel
had
lift.
like a platform
Yeah.
above the toe part, you know what I mean? That then just basically made you stand on your toes,
Right.
and then you would jump in those, and they would train you.
Your calf muscle would
It would develop your calf muscle so you could jump higher.
Yeah.
What was the name of that magazine that had all the sports equipment in it?
Yeah,
it had like,
Easton.
Was it Easton?
I think so.
I wanted to say Easton, but
Or
then
is it Easton?
I think that's what it is because I think there's an Easton sports brand,
Right.
but I think the magazine was Easton. I think you're right about
Yeah.
that. And I used to see those in Easton, and I thought,
I want
man, I
those."
could dunk a basketball. Here's my next question that has to pertain to National Jump Day.
Yeah.
If you dedicated your life to this, could you dunk a basketball? Like not today, but like from today forward, if you said, I'm going to dedicate my life to dunking a basketball, a full size men's basketball on a 10-foot hoop. Could you accomplish that?
No.
You don't think you could?
No, because at my peak at like age 16,
Yeah. When you weighed like nothing.
I weighed nothing. I was athletic. The
Yeah.
whole thing. I could dunk a tennis ball.
Okay.
I couldn't grip a basketball.
Right.
So even if I could get
You'd
back
have
to
to
my
do it 2 hands.
now you're talking another 6 inches.
Yeah.
I don't think I could.
You don't think so?
No. Could you?
No. There's no way. If my life depended on it, if they said we're going to give you 5 years to dunk a basketball
Or die?
and we're going to blow your brains out in 5 years if you can't dunk a basketball. What a dark image. We're going to talk about dark comedy.
Yeah.
Not today, but another day I want to talk about that. But yeah, no, there's no way I could.
Yeah.
There's no way I could.
If they said gun to your head, you say just end it now.
I'd be like, put the gun down. This is just basketball we're talking about. It's not that big a deal.
But would you waste 5 years trying to dunk it,
Well,
or would
yeah,
you just
I'd
say
try.
end it now?
I would just extend. I would want at least 5 more years if I could get it.
But you
know?
could just say,
I
it's
probably
not
would
worth
just
it.
spend that 5 years, like, I don't know, just being a good dad or something, because do something I always wanted to do but never did.
Be a good dad.
Yeah,
Get a gun and wait for 5 years.
just wait in a corner for the guy.
Right. Gotcha.
That's how I have only played Halo like 7 times in my life, but that's how I always played Halo. I just back into a corner and just hold the gun there.
Just camp.
And just wait.
And then someone snipes you from across the map.
We were staying at my son's apartment a few weeks ago because we went down there. It's a long story, but we were there, and he has an Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
the older one.
Yeah. Did he pull?
No. What's before the Xbox 360?
Just the Xbox.
Just Xbox.
Oh, okay. Then it was an Xbox 360, and
Their numbers are going backwards, by the way. I don't
know
like
what's
it.
going
It's
on
weird.
with them over at Microsoft. But he had Halo 4, I think it was, on the Xbox 360. And Michaela's like, Dad, let's play this. I was like, okay. So first of all, I murdered me every time. Like, it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
I just ran around like this, and then all of a sudden I was dead. And she was laughing. But Levi's like, I got to change the settings. There's a way to make it more fun. He's like, Jonah, his cousin, he's like, Jonah used to set it up in a way, and he'd change all the settings so he could do this, this, and this. And I didn't know what he was talking about. And he was like, but I can't figure it out. I was like, call Jonah. He could probably tell you. And so he's like, okay. And he put it on speakerphone. He's like, hey, Jonah, I got a question for you. Jonah's like, okay.
Yeah.
And he's like, how do you change the settings on Halo 4 to do this? And then Jonah laughed for 35 seconds straight. And Levi's like, you okay? He's like, I did not expect that. It was pretty funny.
Jonah, are you sitting down?
Because Jonah was like, oh, what do you need, Levi? You never call me.
Yeah.
How do you change the settings on that? So, all right, next day. We just got 2 more days to talk about. And this is where it gets into your local versus international.
We
national
never did the
thing.
Mount Rushmore of places to put your phone on silent.
Oh, okay. Let's go back. Forgive me. Gosh, I'm sorry.
It's been weighing heavy on me for the last 12 minutes.
Yeah. Are you doing okay?
Now I am.
Okay. The Mount Rushmore of places to put your phone on silent. Funeral.
Funeral is the number one.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, wedding.
Yeah, funeral, wedding. By the way, I hate weddings where everybody's
Saying,
filming it.
What?
Touche. where everybody's filming, like during the wedding. Put your phone down. What, are you
come
going to
on.
go back and watch this? Nobody.
Live in the moment, guy.
How weird would it be if we filmed funerals like that?
You never done that? My thing is like, or even at like sports
Yeah.
events and stuff, you're like filming every at bat. Like, you're not gonna go back and I don't know. I guess if something crazy happens and you can post
Right.
it and you'll be the guy that has it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Just live in the moment.
Yeah.
Funeral,
Wedding.
wedding,
Yeah.
church.
Yeah, probably church.
I would say church and movie.
Oh, for sure.
Gotta be theater.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty easy one.
That's pretty
Yeah.
solid. Yeah.
You doing okay now?
I feel better.
Okay, good. It is also National Pennsylvania Day. And I'm like, wait a minute. The whole nation's supposed to stop and recognize you, Pennsylvania? I mean, what kind of big head does Pennsylvania have that we're all just, you know what? It can't. How about make it State Pennsylvania Day? You can't tell me in Ohio.
Every day would be State
We're
Pennsylvania Day.
separate, right? There's a division of power?
Yeah, something
what's,
like that,
What's
yeah.
the word?
Yeah.
There's a
Separation of powers.
Separation of powers.
Our forefathers bled so that I wouldn't have to celebrate National Pennsylvania Day,
Yeah.
if I don't want to live in Pennsylvania. If Pennsylvania wants to have Pennsylvania Day,
That's on them.
right?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to celebrate some election fraud state. You know, like why am I going to celebrate them?
Philadelphia.
Their governor, or whoever that guy is it their governor?
I don't know.
Somehow he's even more crazy than our own president, right?
Well, that's Fetterman. He's a
What's he?
Senator.
Senator?
That guy's
U.S. senator.
nuts.
Yeah.
He's not there.
He's not.
Well,
he's
yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to celebrate that? No, thank you.
There's a lot of good things about Pennsylvania.
Listen, do I like Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
No.
The Allegheny Mountains?
Mount Rushmore, Pennsylvania. Let's do it.
Allegheny Mountains.
Liberty Bell.
Oh, yeah.
It's true. It's true.
First Continental Congress.
Yeah. Signing of Declaration of Independence?
Benjamin Franklin.
Where's
You know
Niagara
what? I take it
Falls?
back. I love Pennsylvania.
Steeltown?
Erie.
Erie, PA.
Erie, PA. That's a
Yeah.
creepy place.
That was Erie, Indiana.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Was it?
Yes.
Okay. There's a TV show called Erie, Indiana, and it was like there's a lot of strange stuff that happened.
It was
in
like
Erie.
Twilight Zone for kids.
It was really Erie,
It
Indiana.
was eerie.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was Erie.
It was.
Yeah. And the name of the town was Erie.
Right.
Not because they had a lot of ears. They had a normal amount of ears.
That would also be eerie.
Ironically.
Yeah.
Not ironically. Metaphorically?
Sure. Righteous. So, and the last thing, I'm sorry. It's National Fortune Cookie Day.
Ah.
And is it just me? Is it just me? I'm about ready to launch into a, Seinfeld bill. What's the deal? Is it just me, or are fortune cookies a lot less specific than they used to be?
I agree.
You're right.
I want my fortune cookie to be like, next Tuesday, you're going to die a horrible death. I want them to swing big.
Yeah.
Right.
Go
You know?
big or go home.
I mean, if you're wrong, I can live with it.
Right.
As long as you were crazy specific.
Right.
And the stakes were high.
yes.
You're going to, 7 days from now, you're going to be a millionaire. Something like that.
Yeah.
Like really great or really bad.
Yeah.
That's my problem with fortune cookies.
Friendships will develop over time.
Yeah, I don't like
What?
that. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Opportunities are coming your way.
Yeah. They should actually be fortunes. I
Yes.
mean, that would actually kind of be a fortune. I'm not kidding. I actually got one once that just like opened it up and it just said, "You're a nice person."
Oh, that is just
Thanks.
the worst.
It's an
not a
observation.
Yeah. I mean, thanks. I think so.
Who's making these fortune cookies? Well, I think they should be very specific. Mm-hmm. I'm willing to write for them.
Or
Like this company, if they need
what if
me
they
to
gave
do
you
this.
buy that red hat?
Oh, I like that. I like that
where
one.
it's like,
very
okay,
specific.
now I got to go buy that
You're
red
gonna
hat.
you're gonna see a red hat this week. Purchase it.
Yes,
Ah, that's good.
at all cost. Yeah.
There would probably be people that would actually do that.
Yes.
I bet you just like power of suggestion.
Oh,
Someone
yeah.
would just be like, "Oh, you know what? I
I'd
did
have
see
a-
that red hat the other day."
I'd have a hard time not doing it.
I would buy the hat.
I'm kind
Right.
of in the market for a red hat too.
Yeah. Now that you mention it,
I don't think I have a red hat, which is a big problem for me.
I mean, you live in Ohio.
I'm an Ohio State fan. I'm
Yeah.
a Cincinnati Reds fan.
Reds fan.
And
It's
I
in the
don't
name.
have a red hat. I
That's-
used to.
yeah, that's a problem.
I don't anymore. I'm going to rectify that. Thank you for that suggestion. That's the kind of fortune cookie we need. All right. Do you want to do the Netflix suggestion of the
let's do
week,
Netflix.
or you want to talk about something else? Or
I got stuff.
Stella can just play the song, so I don't have to keep on talking like this. And all right, there it is. Fading in slowly. That's the way I like to do it lately. Just fade it in, and then I can start singing.
Netflix, Netflix, watch these shows of those. Netflix, Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Netflix, Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Or maybe Amazon Prime or something like that.
Jason,
YouTube or- we don't
what
know
is your
box
Netflix
around
suggestion
what you
of the week?
You never know.
My Netflix suggestion of the week. Why don't you go first?
This is unprecedented. I can go first. I have two. One is not really. It's a soft suggestion. But lately, Facebook has decided that... So first of all, I don't even know why I check Facebook. Because I literally follow nobody. But I check it because I make post sometimes, and I guess I want to see if people are interacting with me. For me, Facebook is more narcissistic than it is, and it's very narcissistic as it is. But for me, it's ultra narcissistic because I don't follow anybody. So I just check to see if I have
ever
suggestions.
get on Twitter.
I won't. Don't worry. I tried. It just didn't take. But Facebook has decided I like to see videos. There's this guy, and he's a Mexican guy. I don't want to. He's Hispanic. I don't know that he's Mexican. He could be Puerto Rican. He could be Costa Rican. He could be Panamanian.
He's a Latinx.
I'm pretty sure he's Mexican, though. But anyway, he cleans shoes. He finds like old Jordans and Nikes that are like expensive at like garage sales and, you know, Goodwills and things like that. And then he cleans them up, and he has his own product. And each video is only like 60 seconds long. It's very satisfying because it starts off by showing this very dirty shoe, and then it ends having this very clean shoe. And he has two things that he says on every episode because he sells his own foam. If Jesse was here, which he's not, this could be like the one time in the show ever that Jesse could have actually come in handy. Jesse knows who this guy is. He knows the name of the guy. But he has this product that he sells. It's a foam. And whenever he puts the foam on the brush, he goes, when I see the foam, I'm in the zone. And then he starts scrubbing. And then he shows the shoe. And the end of every video is, I just saved myself $150. That's what he says at the end of every video. It's very satisfying. And I really like this guy. I'd love to have him on the show sometime. I don't know how to get a hold of him, but I think he'd be a great guest. I think you'd really like him.
He's on YouTube?
Probably. Facebook has decided that I like this guy. So, and you know what? Marky Z, you knocked it out of the park. I do like this guy.
Those algorithms know us.
They do know me. They know me very well.
Yeah.
I just saved myself $150. So that's a soft suggestion. I don't even know how you'd look it up, to be honest with you, because I don't know the guy's name. But my real suggestion is a show on Netflix called Muster Dogs. Are you familiar with this?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So there's a breed of dog, native, but it's Australian. It's called a Kelpie. You ever heard of a Kelpie dog?
I actually think I have.
A Kelpie is a herding dog.
Yeah.
Not hurting, herding.
No, I gotcha.
Okay. I mean, sometimes Kelpies can be hurting, you know, like if its girlfriend breaks up with it, you know, and it doesn't, know how to handle it, that sort of thing. But they are a herding dog, and the name of the concept of the show is they're very expensive. They said some of these dogs, if they're trained, they'll sell for $35,000.
That's craziness.
Because they can literally do the job of like 3 cowboys on horses, right? So if like I'm going to pay three cowboys on horses for a year, or I'm going to buy a dog for $30,000 and give it dog food,
that makes a lot more sense.
It actually makes sense because they're very good at what they do. And this show has these high-bred Kelpie dogs, and then they give them to like 5 different dog trainers. And the goal is to get the dog to where it's like completely trained and ready to herd by the time it's 12 months. And they said normally it's 2 to 3 years, but these are very like, the breed is supposed to be like super, I don't know, whatever, good. And the trainers are like really putting their all into it. So it's a competition between these 5 trainers that are kind of all across Australia to see if they can train these dogs to be ready in 12 months.
Yeah.
And then whoever wins, I don't know, whatever they win. And it's Australian, so you got great accents.
Yeah.
You can watch it with your family, but there's a couple of cuss words, but it's not like riddled. But it's kind of those things where sometimes you hear a cuss word from someone with an accent, and it doesn't feel like a cuss word.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And as soon as I hear the Australian accents, I assume.
Yeah.
They're always cussing.
It's
all the
coming.
time.
Yeah. So they said the S word, Jason. They said that word. This one guy, I'm not gonna say the word, but he called. They all had to name their dogs when they got them, and he's like, I named it Lucifer. I don't know what that accent was. Crikey, I named him Lucifer. He goes, he's a proper, and then he said the word because the dog is like really bad and it never does anything it's supposed to do. But I just thought that was funny. He called it a proper that.
Yeah.
I just thought it was really
That's pretty good.
So the show is very interesting, but it's very calm, and that's why I like it. It's just very calm. And it's called Muster Dogs. I'm 2 episodes in, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Okay.
When I see the dogs, I'm in the zone. I don't know. I'm still stuck on that guy.
So the I've been watching 2 things.
All right. Okay.
one of the things is kind of like I think I saw it on Facebook first, but since then I've seen it on other platforms. There is a...
Hold on, I'm just going to be on my phone and not pay attention the whole time that you're talking. Continue.
Like what I did to you.
Huh?
Well, here's
Do
the
you
thing.
find that distracting?
Huh?
Do you find that distracting?
A little bit, yeah.
Probably what happened was you didn't think we were going to do Netflix suggestion of the week on tonight's show.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you were coming up on Thursday and thought, I wonder if we're going to do one or not. I probably don't need to prepare, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Well, I haven't watched anything. I was trying to figure out what I watched.
Sure. I mean, I just feel like that exercise could have been done, I don't know, any other time.
I wasn't thinking.
Remember when I said I'm
sorry.
narcissistic?
Yeah.
It's important to me that people just pretend that they're listening to me.
Okay, every night I watch Tim Pool. Timcast IRL. And he's out right now because he's having surgery on his knee. So Seamus is hosting.
Yes.
Why does that guy need a knee?
He does a lot of skateboarding stuff. And so it's banged up and he can't skateboard anymore.
Skateboarding. What's your take on skateboarding?
I think if you're 12 and under, it's fine.
Agreed.
No, you're in your mid-30s.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah, no, like Tim Pool.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
Upper 30s.
Yeah.
I think he's like 38.
Grow up, Tim.
Yeah.
You know?
But hey, you know what? He's out there enjoying life.
Right.
Doing his thing.
Would you ever do a tandem bike with your wife?
No.
No.
Erica suggested it once, and I said, I love you more than I love myself. There's almost nothing I wouldn't do for you. There's no way. There is literally no way I would ever get on a tandem bike with you.
I don't want a regular bike.
You just want to be on a bike.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, I can, but I don't want to. You imagine going uphill, but now you have someone who's with you that's not as good at pedaling.
And they're not going to be as good as pedaling.
Right.
Pedaling.
I mean, you have to kind of
Female bone structure.
Right.
What if you and I tandem biked it down the Tallgrass Trail?
Sounds even worse. The only person I can't even imagine being on a tandem bike with, like if I had to pick somebody. By the way, I was really hoping Aaron would come tonight. He has an embarrassing story that I can't tell for him because,
We'll save it.
Anyway, I don't know that I can get him to tell it, but it's a good story. So, but I thought I'd just kind of tease it.
Yeah.
The only person that I could ever imagine like that could propose it and I would be like, you know what? Actually, let's do this. Would probably be Nicolas Cage. I just think it'd be fun to be on a tandem bike with Nicolas Cage.
I think almost any activity.
So, Tim Pool is your suggestion?
I've been watching Tim Pool every night.
Okay.
That's literally the only thing I watched. So I like Tim Pool, but I get to the point where my mother-in-law's on the couch, and so it restricts what I normally watch. And I'll watch an hour of Tim Pool, and I go to bed, like for the last week. That's what's happened. Now, I have gotten on a kick, and I think I saw it on Facebook first, and then I've seen it on YouTube and maybe some other platforms. There's a group of farmers that have 1,000 goats who they show up to a property, release the goats on the property, they clean all the vegetation up, and then they put the goats back in the trailer and leave. And it's like in a matter of 3 or 4 hours, they'll clean a whole property, take it to the bone, take it to the ground. And it's fantastic. So there's like time-lapse videos of this stuff, and the goats are going everywhere and eating it all up. I saw one today.
Very satisfying.
There was like a ditch, like a real long ditch.
Sure, I
And
know.
there was goat herders on both sides of the ditch. They released the goats down. The goats cleaned up the entire ditch like a mile long.
Come on.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I'm on this goat herd thing.
That sounds pretty cool.
It's actually kind of cool.
I wonder how much you'd have to pay him to get him to like show up just
part
anywhere.
of it's like the goats are going to eat.
Right.
So it's like the goats
Kinda
are
works
getting
out for
fed.
them.
Right.
You
Right,
probably
right.
have to pay like gas and manpower.
Well, I was thinking, in the case that, maybe there's no grass to eat, but you just get them to show up anywhere because if you've got the money, you have the power of 1,000 goats in your hands. You could just unleash 1,000 goats on somebody.
It's like a superpower. I
great.
That'd be a great prank.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
show up in your yard and take it
Yeah,
down
when
to the
someone
bone.
goes on vacation, you get 1,000 goats in their yard,
Right.
eat
Just,
everything up and
release
leave.
1,000
That's what I'm
goats
saying.
at Muirfield right before the Memorial Tournament and just see what happens.
Be great.
I feel like a goat is like the best survival animal. It
yeah,
has so
yeah.
many uses. It's hardy, so it can eat a lot of things.
Yeah.
So it's easier to keep alive for
Right.
that reason. The meat is excellent. I love a gyro if I can get
It's
one.
sheep.
Huh?
Huh? Lamb?
Yeah.
Sheep?
Lamb.
Isn't
It's
that
not
the same
sheep.
thing?
No.
No.
I feel like I've had that before. You can eat the meat, and you can drink their milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
You
there's
make cheese out of it?
Goat
Sheep's
cheese.
another good choice,
I
though.
love goat cheese. Sheep is good
mean,
too. Do
wool-
people drink sheep milk? Can you milk a sheep?
Not that I know of, but you got wool,
I feel like you probably could.
which you
milk a
don't
sheep.
get off goats.
That's true.
And you get lanolin.
Lanolin.
Oh,
is also
lanolin
important.
is very, very.
What about
It's very important.
alpacas? That was a big thing like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I think alpacas is probably
because you can get wool from an alpaca?
Yeah.
Does any animal bear wool? I'm sorry. Does any animal bear wool, or is it just a sheep thing? Is wool
I don't know.
I think
do sheep have the corner
I think
on
you
wool?
can.
It's the
no, I
wool.
think it's alpacas too. I think you can like shear them or llamas or something like that. But I thought it was
But
alpacas.
is it specifically wool or is it
wool-
another type of?
If only Preston was here.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
If you know, write it in the comments.
Please. Jason will read it and respond to it. You got to show me how to unfollow Lauer Road Radio. I'm getting notifications all the time. And you got to drop that video. I'm so done with it. Have you know what I'm talking about? No. Jason posted this video like from us. He didn't share it. You screen grabbed it or whatever.
Yeah.
And he posted a video of this guy, I don't know, he probably weighs 400 pounds, and his neck is thicker than his head. And am I wrong about that?
That's
and
right.
he's like screaming at the camera, like going like this. And the guy's like egging him on or something, you know.
It's like 15 seconds.
And then maybe.
Okay.
It's probably like 8 seconds. It's not long. And Jason, how many views does it have?
Last time I checked, 1.1 million.
Yeah. That's the
With like
by
50
far the most popular thing Lauer Road Radio has ever done.
Yeah.
Right.
Is you sharing, not even sharing that video, but just posting it.
Yeah. Well, in the post, I said Jesse's getting ready for the show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it was a
It's
comedic
kind of a
bit.
And you
Right.
thought, oh, this couple hundred people get a laugh out of this. Turns out
Yeah.
it's a thread that won't stop. I get notifications on it every day.
There's like 50,000
People are
have commented
commenting.
on it.
There's like a lot of what WTFs and stuff like that,
Right,
you
yeah.
know. And this guy belongs in a zoo or
Patrick,
something
this
like
is
that. Yeah,
Patrick
Patrick
Starfish.
jokes.
Right.
I mean, people just love this guy.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm all for this guy, but like, I just don't need those. So I need to find a way to unfollow that, or if you can make me not something on that. I don't know how to. I just don't.
But
need
you're the
those
one that
things.
found the Bluey challenge from Charlotte.
That's true. I did, and I won't respond to another one. I feel like I really let Charlotte down. Sorry, Charlotte. I mean,
I did the Bluey
You
challenge.
did. You did.
Bluey
a good
is
job.
great though.
You like Bluey?
I mean, I have little kids. I have nothing
Yeah.
but little kids.
Hey, your daughter was over at our house the other day. We watch her on Mondays for about an hour. She's smart. How old is Anakin?
3.
What's her name?
Annika.
Oh, it's not Anakin.
Anakin.
That'd be weird.
She is a youngling, though.
Right.
So Annika, she likes chips.
Yes.
That's what I know about her.
Yes.
And when she's over at our house, she'll sit down and she'll say, "Show?" And I said, "Yeah, you can watch a show. What do I care? You know, pick it out. Let's turn on Netflix, unrated, and see what we get.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
what
what
do you
I
want to
do.
watch? Oh, it looks pretty scary, but let's put it on. No, we'll watch a show, and then she says chips, but I didn't know if we had chips. So I very slyly from the living room, asked Erica in the kitchen, "Hey, do we have any tortilla CHIPSs?" And Annie puts her head up. She goes, "Tortilla?" Like that. And I was like, "Wow, she knows that word." Thankfully, we did. So
Yeah.
Did you fry your own chips?
no, they're tortilla chips. Like we have tortilla
I
chips.
thought you had tortilla
but I didn't
shells
want to
that you-
say the word chip.
I gotcha.
And but she
Right.
saw right through my
Right.
plan.
Okay.
All right, what do you got?
I got something. How do you fold towels?
Okay, this is
Okay.
excellent. Have we? I can't
No, I
believe we
don't-
haven't talked about this
Listen,
before.
we're 6 years into this thing,
And we
we've
still
never
haven't
talked
talked
about
about-
folding towels. Okay,
All right.
I'm talking. Listen, I'm talking.
Brett's got opinions.
I have the definitive man's guide to folding
Okay,
anything.
hold on. We need to define this.
Okay,
Okay, so we're talking bath towel.
All right.
Because you
Right.
also got a beach towel
it's a totally different thing.
and you got a kitchen towel.
Okay.
We're talking a bath towel.
Bath towel.
Now we
Okay.
could explore all of these.
I get the sense Brett's are going to be very similar. What's your guide, Brett?
Don't.
Because why in the world does a towel need to be
You can
folded?
roll it. That's acceptable.
Okay,
And
well,
simple.
there you
okay,
go.
see,
there
that's,
you go.
I roll my towels.
You're a roller.
I do crossover like long ways,
Mm-hmm.
and then I turn it and I roll it, and then I stack it in rolls.
So what I would always want to do is half, until it gets down to something like this. You know, just have it until I feel like it's an acceptable.
Right. So you can't have it anymore.
Hey, that was pretty good. That was all right. That was okay. That was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got more to
Square.
say. Well, they're not square. They don't start square.
But you try to get, because you could have
Listen,
it long ways.
If I can get them
to
square.
have it would be a long,
Oh, I
skinny-
hear what you're saying. No, I don't do that. That's an insane person would do that. I'll lock me up in an asylum if I did that.
I'm only going to half it long ways. And that's a long strip.
Strips of towels.
That's something I would do to annoy my wife.
So, but Erica has a very specific way.
I'm sure she does.
That she does it half. And then, so it's like, all right, let's say this is, you got the thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is great for
So
audio,
Let's
by
say
the way.
this is
This is
the
how you know
towel.
it's true because it's complicated.
So it's half like this.
Long ways.
Okay. And then it's still kind of long ways, maybe
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah, yeah.
But then it's folded over again.
A double
like
long
that.
ways, half?
And then thirds.
Oh.
She
Yep.
likes the thirds because then it ends up being, they all end up being kind of like a
There's a
like
groove.
like a big sack of flour is kind of what it ends up being like. You know what I mean? Like that shape. That's the shape she likes.
That's why I like the roll. Because like you can, it's like tubes. And you can put
I love the
tubes.
roll.
Right.
I love the
Years
roll.
ago, I wanted to do the halving thing, and she was like, "You don't need to fold these. I will like if you don't want to fold it that way, that's okay. I just but this is how I want it." I was like, "Fine." So I don't fold towels. That's the that's the end of that story.
Take your wife's advice.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna call your bluff on that one. So
because you won't do the third thing, she doesn't want you folding towels.
yeah, I mean, I also don't do any laundry, so
Right.
there's that too. I don't know why anybody folds underwear too. That's like, why would anybody fold their underwear?
Unnecessary.
What's the point of having uncreased underwear? I mean, I don't know.
Volume wise, I bet you could get more in the drawer.
I've always wanted to put it on a hanger. I've always thought boxers on a hanger. I would put everything on a hanger. If it was up to me,
Yeah.
I'd have so many hangers.
You just need more hanger space.
Everything would be. I'd do those hangers that had little clips for my underwear. That's what I would
Have
do.
you ever seen the hangers where there's like racks?
Oh, I've seen them.
Because I bet you could.
No,
fold.
I know what you're talking about.
You start at the
Yeah,
bottom.
it would work,
You start,
and it would totally work.
start at the
And
bottom
everybody
and boxer, 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 boxer.
Uh-huh.
You got a whole hanger full of boxers.
Sounds wonderful. Whole hanger full of boxers. We finally got a name to the
There it
episode. This is Dan signing off for Jason and Brett and Stella, reminding you to always keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
Sit, Boo Boo, sit. Good dog.
I've spoken. It's nice to do one without Jesse every once in a while.
Thought you were missing him.